Okay, here's the story. One day I was sitting at my desk staring at my to-do list and feeling completely overwhelmed. I had big goals, but it felt like no matter how much I worked, they were always out of reach. I was exhausted, frustrated, and honestly starting to wonder if I was even capable of achieving them. That's when I realized something had to change. I needed a new approach, so I started diving into books, podcasts, and tons of YouTube videos trying to find something crucial that I was missing. The truth is, it wasn't about working harder or doing more. It was about working smarter and making small, consistent choices that lead to big changes over time. And it wasn't about juggling a million tasks, but instead focusing on the one thing that would make the biggest impact. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how these strategies work in real life and how you can use them to stop feeling stuck and start making real progress toward your goals. Sometimes I feel super motivated, I start knocking out tasks left and right. It's like I'm on fire. I finish one thing and sure, I'm a little tired, but I still feel like I can keep going. So I glance at my to-do list and man, it's just packed with things to do. Like, how am I possibly going to finish all this and reach my dream goal? That motivation I had earlier, gone. Now I'm staring at this crowded list, feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, and kinda lost. I mean, how can I keep going when there's so much ahead of me? This is such a common experience. You start with energy and determination, but then the weight of trying to do everything crashes down on you, draining that drive you had moments before. It's not that you're not capable or motivated, it's that your focus is spread too thin. Here's the thing, when you try to tackle everything at once, even if you're making progress, it feels like you're getting nowhere. That's because no matter how many tasks you knock off, the bigger picture, your real goal still seems far off. This leads to burnout, frustration, and that sinking feeling that your goals are out of reach. Now this brings us to a key idea, focusing on the one thing. This concept from the book The One Thing helps you realize that not all tasks are created equal. When you identify the single most important task, the one thing that makes everything else easier or less important, you free yourself from the overwhelming pressure of doing everything. Think of your willpower like a phone battery. It starts full, but as you make decisions throughout the day, it drains. That's why it's so important to focus on your one thing when your energy is at its peak, early in the day. Not 5 things, just one. By narrowing your focus, you avoid feeling overwhelmed and ensure that you're making real progress. The key is to pick the one thing that will make everything else easier or unnecessary. Now let's dive into how to apply this idea with a simple formula. Here's a formula you can use to figure out your most important task at any moment. It all comes down to one powerful question. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? This is your guide for finding clarity and focus. First, think big. What's your ultimate goal? What's the most important thing you want to achieve in the long run? Now, move backward. What's the one thing you need to accomplish this year to make that goal a reality? Then break it down further. What needs to happen this month, this week, today? For example, in a year, let's say your ultimate goal is to grow your YouTube channel to 10,000 subscribers. The one thing you can do to achieve this is to focus on consistently creating high-quality, engaging content that speaks directly to your audience. By doing this, everything else, like getting views, likes, and shares, will start to take care of itself as people begin finding value in your videos. In a month, to move toward that yearly goal, the one thing could be to commit to uploading one video every 2 weeks. Focus on quality over quantity. Each video should be optimized for your audience's interests. This consistent effort will set the foundation for the bigger growth goal. So instead of being overwhelmed by all the little things you could be doing, focus on what really moves the needle. Finally, zoom all the way into this moment. What's the one thing you can do right now that will move you closer to your ultimate goal? This simple but powerful question cuts through the noise and helps you focus on the most impactful action you can take. When you do this, you create a domino effect. Tackle this first, and suddenly other tasks become easier, or they disappear entirely. Remember, it's not about doing more, but doing the right thing that really drives you towards success. So next time you feel overwhelmed by your to-do list, stop and ask yourself this: what's the one thing that truly matters right now? Now that we've discussed finding your one thing and staying focused, let's explore how the compound effect can help you make consistent progress toward your goals. A lot of people go through life sleepwalking. They make choices on autopilot, letting their habits run their lives without even realizing it. But here's the secret. Success comes from intentionality. It's about consciously aligning your daily actions with your ultimate goals, and the foundation for this intentionality is your daily routine. Think of your routine as the structure that keeps you on track. The small, seemingly insignificant choices you make each day, like spending a few minutes organizing tasks and setting priorities for the day, or scrolling through social media unintentionally the moment you wake up from bed, either push you toward success or pull you away from it. And guess what? Your habits don't lie. They're a clear reflection of where you're headed, whether you realize it or not. If you say your goal is to lose weight, but your fingertips are covered in Doritos crumbs, I choose to believe the Doritos. Your behavior will turn you in every time. That's why tracking your progress is so powerful. It forces you to see whether you're building the right habits or letting the wrong ones take over. And as you start to focus on good habits, they'll naturally push out the bad ones. For instance, instead of eliminating sweets from your diet, incorporate more healthy options like salads. After enjoying a salad, you'll likely have less room for dessert. Similarly, instead of simply trying to reduce your TV time, increase the time you spend exercising or at the library. Once you've completed your activities outside, you'll find you have little time left for watching TV. It's like playing tug of war. The stronger you pull on the side of good habits, the more the bad ones lose their grip without you even having to fight them. Now picture your daily efforts like using a hand pump to draw water from a well. At first, it takes a lot of effort and the results seem small. Most people give up here thinking their work isn't paying off. But if you keep pumping, the water will eventually start to flow and then it gets easier. When the water starts to flow smoothly, you won't need to pump as forcefully or quickly as before. The entire process becomes much easier with less effort. To maintain this steady momentum, all you need to do is keep taking small actions. This is how the compound effect works. The consistency of your actions builds momentum. Small, repeated efforts lead to big results over time. Success isn't about one big push. It's about the small, intentional steps you take every day. So start tracking your progress, build your routine around the right habits, and watch how the compound effect moves you toward your goals with less effort over time. Now, here's the bottom line. It doesn't matter how many videos you watch, how many books you read, or how many self-improvement tips you gather. None of it means anything if you don't start taking action now. The key difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is simple. They do. You have to start no matter how small. Stop overthinking, stop waiting for the perfect moment, and just do the one thing that will move you closer to your goal today. So take what you've learned here and put it into practice. You'll thank yourself later. Thanks for watching. Remember, no matter how much you learn, it won't matter unless you act on it. The books I've referenced are linked below, so check them out if you want to dive deeper. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel to learn more tips on saving yourself. Good luck, bye.